Just for today, I choose love over anger. Just for today, I choose love over fear. Just for today, I am aware of all the blessings that are present within my life. Just for today, I will be of service with compassion and diligence. Just for today, I will be kind to all sentient beings. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, peace, love, and light, everyone. A couple of my students suggested that I record more videos, and I used to record videos. However, I, being the air sign that I am, find it very hard to generate a consistency, especially with doing videos. I mean, it's hard enough to do my own graphic designing, web design, and editing, all of that to start editing videos. However, I'm not going to worry about that because the editing is not important. I think that what's important here is the message that's delivered to you. So, so I feel like the video today was warranted because there's a lot of distress and dis-ease within our country, and it didn't just all of a sudden pop up today. It's been going on for a while. However, with the recent death of Nipsey Hussle, you know, I see a lot of outlash on social media, you know, hating the government and the Illuminati, or, you know, pointing the finger and this, that, and the other. And, you know, yes, it hurts. It hurts that another life was lost while trying to do some good in this world, while trying to spread the message of healing. However, we do not heal from the loss of that person or any individual, for that matter, by becoming upset, angry, furious, vengeful. And not to say that, you know, no one has the right to feel angry and no one has the right to feel upset, because we all are, we have the right to our emotions. And so we have that right to be upset. I mean, it's upsetting to me that, that another life, especially someone who was trying to do good in the world and spread the message of healing, you know, that life was taken away from us in that physical form. However, know one thing, that each and every one of us, we are all in here, we are all sentient light beings, and we exist whether or not this skin, this body, this bio suit or vehicle that we drive in every day, we exist beyond that. And so just because the presence of an individual was taken away from us physically doesn't necessarily mean that they don't exist with us spiritually. And I believe this is how we grow. We have spiritual guides within the spiritual realm who guide us. They guide us through self-healing, through releasing pain, the pain of suffering, through healing dis-ease. And this is all a part of what I do. And so, as a Reiki healer, I strongly believe that each and every one of us has the power to heal any aspect of ourselves if we are willing to put in the work and be conscious and mindful towards that inner work and the self-healing. Because the healing starts with the self. And that's one of the things that I first learned along my journey. I've always been pretty sensitive to energy, and just never really knew how to digest all of the things that I was feeling, all of the things that I was thinking, the emotions and whatnot. And it boggled me how I knew things as a child. I knew things, and I was discredited because I was a kid. It's like, you're a child, what do you know? When in reality, we are our most purest selves when we are children. And that's what I want to talk about with you guys today, is the authentic self. The authentic self. Who am I? Who are you? Sure, I could say I was born given the name Trevon. That's who I am. Or I've also been given the name Truth. That's who I am. But truly, who am I? Who is it within this physical body that is driving my every action, my every move? Think about that. There's a pure God consciousness within each and every single one of us. And it's unfortunate that because due to cultural conditioning, and I'm not just talking about social media or the news or, the what's going on in the latest song, the media that we watch and listen to. Not even just that, but cultural conditioning goes as far back as to our parents and our parents' parents and their parents and their parents. Because see, what happens is when there's this vicious introduction of dis-ease, and it becomes embedded within our aura and within our energy field, within the energy lines that are running throughout our body, it becomes a part, not exactly who, but a part of who we are. And so because that dis-ease becomes a part of who we are, it begins to shape our thoughts, our actions, our beliefs, just to name a few. And so what happens is we end up passing those toxic thoughts and beliefs down generations and generations, and so it just becomes a vicious cycle of cultural conditioning, so strong that it becomes embedded in our DNA. Because when you have too much of something that combines in what area, what does it do? It solidifies. It takes on a physical form. And so it becomes a part of our physical form, literally. And the only way, and not necessarily the only way, because I don't know that, but one of the greatest ways to release that cultural conditioning, to release the unhealed ego, because we need our ego. It is the unhealed ego that we don't need. Once we release that and we heal, we do that inner work, we do that intellectual healing, we do that soul healing, we do that cultural healing, that mind healing, that body healing, we begin to evolve. And when we evolve, we begin to share that message with others. And what we begin to evolve into is our authentic selves. Who we are in our truest form, in our truest nature, in our purest form. And as we become connected to our authentic selves, we are able to spread and share that message to others and help others to heal themselves and release the unhealed ego and release the cultural conditioning. And they too can become connected with what's already inside of them. Because see, the disease or dis-ease comes as a result of that disconnection. That disconnection with ourselves. Because the culturally created self does what social media thinks is cool or appropriate. The culturally created self caters to the ideas and the desires of others. The culturally created self is so caught up on what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is thinking and saying. They don't even know who they are. Culturally created self is the image of what they think that others find acceptable or attractive or good qualities in a person, instead of listening to our inner truth. Because if we listen to our inner truth will never guide us wrong. Ever, ever, ever. Our inner truth will allow us to be one with ourselves. And when we are one with ourselves, we release dis-ease. And when we release disease, we heal ourselves. And when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. One person at a time. One day at a time. And so just for today, I share with you this message. And I may share another message tomorrow and the next day. But I'm going to take it one day at a time. And I encourage you to do the same. Don't put that pressure on yourself to overly commit to something everlasting. Because, as we all know, due to the death of our loved ones and the death of our ancestors and the death of Nipsey Hussle, nothing's everlasting. The only thing, the one and only thing that is everlasting is our authentic selves. And that is something that carries on and on beyond this physical form. So one day at a time, find a spiritual practice for yourself. Find something that resonates with you. For me, it was meditation, then Reiki, then yoga. There's so many avenues. There's Qigong, there's prayer. There's simply sitting in silence. There is active service of giving back to the community. There's so many practices that you can include in your daily life, one day at a time, that will water that seed within you of self-healing. Thank you for sharing space and time with me today. I love each and every one of you. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.